Hello, Dr. Cool Auto Fix here. How would you how would you know if your car AC is not blowing cold as it should? Let me explain. With this very device here, it can be very simple to determine it. And sometimes people can use, you might be seeing a lot of videos where people are placing hand in there to see if it's cold to touch. However, this very simple device here is a kick-ass, which is a thermometer. You can take a difference, take a reading of the outside temperature and compare it with the inside. The outside is just about 34 degrees Celsius. That's it here, you can see it. And here, we're not even getting close to 10 degrees Celsius, we are around 20. So that means that this very AC cools very poorly. So what are the first thing you want to do? I've talked about this, and technically speaking, we have the same situation here. Someone have asked about that very question. That my car AC suction line is cold to touch, However, on the inside, it's not really manifesting that very sensation. As for this very car here, be my guest. I've replaced the third compressor right now, and there don't seem to be a relieving side. I'll replace the valve, pull vacuum out of the system, because in pulling vacuum we want to ensure that there is no moisture, a lot of moisture inside the system that can actually create poor performance. However, there is something which I noticed. For each of the compressor which you added, it's showing just about the same reading. These are healthy compressors, which when you fit it into other cars, it works very well. But when you get it into this very car here, it doesn't work well. So which means something is wrong. Look at the reading. Since we inserted this thermometer, you can see it's around 25 degrees Celsius from 34 degrees Celsius. So this AC is terrible in performance. I want to look at the settings. You can see the settings. It was turned to maximum cold, and this fan speed is 2 and is settings to push more air coming through here. But what we get in here is 25 degrees Celsius. So this is a terrible cooling. In a situation where you are experiencing this kind of problem, if the suction line is not cold to touch, a lot of people can actually feel that you don't have a good TXV, but that is not only where the problem is. We've replaced TXV on this very car. The condenser is well flushed. I can say that this is a condenser problem. And here, this very problem defies the normal thing which a lot of people actually look at. So for a lot of you guys who don't who don't want to listen to people, you just want to hear answers, you can pause this very video here, because this is not your own kind of video, and go and start looking for straight answers, or you give it to a mechanic to fix so that you pay them exclusively well to get the problem solved. And mind you, if your wallet is not taking off, this is where replacing a lot of parts can actually come into place, because here, if the technician have no idea as to what is actually causing this very problem, your wallet is going to be paying for it big time. Now on the other side, so we can take a look at it better, I decide to speed to 1, so I can be able to take a look at it and see. Within that, I'm creating a poor airflow across the evaporator, so that there'll be more cold sensation coming out of here. So why I explained to you, we will come back to see these readings while we have the fan speed at 1. However, with whatever I've done so far, I'm looking at possible where the problem can be coming from. And that is one thing here, the importance of the cooling filter or the cabin filter. The cabin filter does a lot of marvelous things which a lot of people use. One of the most inexpensive parts in your car AC system. However, a lot of drivers often forget this. Now, I want to say something clear. When you have a dirty air filter, the poor cooling effect is increasing further. So for this very car owner, he said they've thrown away the cabin filter, and so there could be a potential problem where the cabin filter is actually what created this very mess. When you rev the car, let's rev the car so we can know if this is due to a bad AC compressor. But as I'm revving the car, the reading, I'm not getting a colder effect. So which means this is not a compressor problem. This is not a bad compressor problem, because if it is a bad compressor problem, as I'm revving the car right now, the car should be performing better. But the car is not performing, the AC is not performing better. So which means it is not a compressor problem. I want to take a look at the hood, because we've done a lot of things here. Look at the suction line sweating. Be my guest. So I'm not making this up. You can see how the suction is very cold to touch, but the system on the inside is not really cooling at all. And this is where it gets interesting, when you're seeing the suction line getting so cold. To touch, but the system is not really blowing cold as it's supposed to. Everywhere is where it is dropping water down there, but the system is still performing very terribly. This is crazy. This is crazy, guys. Really crazy. So what do I make of, what do I expect of all this? The suction line, you guys have seen it, is very sweaty, it's cold to touch. So in the normal sense, everything on this very car should be working fine. And that's proof. A lot of you guys who always believe that the TXV is doing its job, the compressor is doing its job, the way the suction line should be sweaty. However, the best cooling effect we can get inside a cabin is around 25 degrees Celsius out of 34 degrees Celsius outside, which is very terrible. 7 degrees Celsius, that is what a very good AC system should be giving you. But if it's at this level that it is right now, you wouldn't know the difference between you are inside the car that AC, you're gonna be inside the car and you're sweating. So guys, now just a small piece of cooling filter that is inexpensive that costs a serious expensive job on this very car.